Hello, welcome to Sewing Tarot. Today I would like to do a VR on the community tag when the tarot asks. I first see this on Rachel's Amethyst Ascensions channel and from Rumor at Rumor Heaven. I'm very interested in any VR tags that requires the minimum amount of decks, and especially just one deck only, so I get to have a view on how other people are connecting with their decks and the depths of it. So I would want to jump into the tag myself as well and share some of my experiences with my deck. And then the deck I chose is the She Wolfe Tarot. So let's jump into the questions then. The first question is, what drew you to me to begin with? So for her, it is this divine feminine power, this self-empowerment, this confidence, this type of like, I do not have to take anybody's shit. I'm in total charge of myself. And also this connection that's kind of like cosmic connection, but not in a very fluffy star seedy way. Just that I am powerful and I am one with the universe. That type of energy, this divine feminine energy, and I just think I needed that in my life. And next question, do you use me more seasonally? No, I don't. I use her whenever I felt like I need to be empowered on my path or I need more clarity on my path. Third question, do I feel like a certain zodiac sign to you? Yeah, I feel like she would be a Leo because of how confident she is and how just expressive she is. But it's also a watery Leo, so perfect description would be Queen of Wands. So she would be Queen of Wands to me. And that's her energy. And next question, how do I make you feel about yourself? Well, she makes me feel very empowered, like I said earlier. And she has clear message about where I am at, where I am going, and gives me courage to push forward. Next question, how do I help you see yourself more clearly? Like I said earlier, I think she is a good pinpoint on where I am at. Because she draws in this cosmic astrological energy as well as numerological energy on top of the Rider-Waite-Smith and a little bit of Thoth. It's a very comprehensive image that she's painting for me, I think, that makes me more aware of where I am at, where I'm going on my path. Okay, next question. Do you use me to read for others or keep me all to yourself? I keep her to myself. I don't really read for others with her. Next, do you let others touch me? It depends. If needed, I don't have a problem with that. I'll probably clear her afterwards. But so far, I don't think anybody has touched her yet. Next question. Have you done any alterations on me or plan to? No, I don't. This is, this is the backing. Also pretty cool, huh? No, I don't plan to do any alterations on her. Next question. How best have you bonded with me? I think I bonded with her pretty well. So there was a time when I was exploring different philosophical concepts on my spiritual path. And I'm pretty into this whole concept of non-dualistic ideologies. It's basically a concept of we are all one, and we hold all the beginnings and endings all in ourselves. And there's actually no separation with selves and others, internal world and external world. And I would do meditations on that concept every day, and I will pull a card from her, or at most 3 cards, to track my progress from that meditation. Like, what is the core message I get from the meditation? Because she feels very powerful in that way, where she feels like she had this pure chaotic energy. I don't know if I'm making sense, but basically she has the energy of the nothingness, of the origin potentiality that I think that talks through her, because there's a lot of void or images of the void, the stars, the nothingness. So anyway, sidetracked. Basically, we bonded that way. I would pull a few cards from her to track my spiritual path, to track where I'm going. And I think ever since then, I've become really, really comfortable working with her. I'm still exploring a different philosophical concepts as well, but she's still helping me through the process. Okay, next question. How well can you shuffle me? I cannot. I have really small hand, and most of the decks I struggle with as long as they're slightly bigger. So now I can't really shuffle her really well. I can shuffle her sideways, I guess, but that's how I shuffle her. Next question. Does my size hinder or help you? It definitely hinders me, but I enjoy having a bigger image. So it comes with pros and cons, I guess. Okay, next question. Do you get excited or turned off by my cardstock? I like the cardstock. It's glossy, so it's not purely matte, but it feels very durable. It is pretty durable, and I do like the edging of this gold, rose gold edging. I find it really, really, I mean, I guess it's more pink. I don't know what this is, but it's a beautiful edging that I enjoy working with. And I also like the backing too. So I like the color scheme, and I like the cardstock. How do you use me? Like I said earlier, I use her mainly for spiritual practices or spiritual guidance as of where I am at and where I'm going on my path. It's less for divination, and it's not for day-to-day questions. It is kind of like a communication with the inner part of myself who already knows, like the higher self who already knows the answers, just to pull that answer out of it. Because I do believe, like that sound card, so beautiful. There's a divine feminine aspect in me. I'm trying to communicate with that part of myself through her. So that's kind of the work I do with her. Okay, next question is, oh yeah, sorry. Also, I do a little bit of a shadow work with her, but that's like as an affirmation for the shadow work when I needed to be empowered to face and integrate my shadows. So that she's helpful in that way as well. Next question. Do you feel another entity speaking through me? No, not external entity, but I do feel, because I don't know, my belief on that changes over time. But either way, I feel like my higher self definitely speaks through her. If that counts as an entity, it's just the part of me that already knows. The potentiality part of me, the origin, the source, that before I embodied as a human with limited perceptions, I had a larger view of everything. And I think that part is embodied or talk to me through her. Okay, next question is, do you set the scene when using me? Candles, incense, music? No, I don't. I use her everywhere. I use her on my bed, on my coffee table, on my sofa. I took her to my desk. I kind of just use her whenever I feel like it, and different places. Okay, next question. Do you associate me with a deity or use me devotionally? No, I don't. Next question. Do you see me as a friend or tool or both? I think both. I see her as a friend. She definitely has a very powerful personality. I also see her as a tool to communicate with, like I said, the inner wisdom of myself. Next question. Do you use me in an everyday kind of way or once in a while? It depends on what I'm doing on my practice. If I am doing a lot of spiritual work on my practice, then I use her more frequently. If I'm just doing more of a day-to-day, what's going to happen today type of daily chores, then I don't use her that often. So yeah, I guess it depends. That's the answer of the question. Next question. Do you feel seen when we talk? Yes, I do. That's why I picked her. And I do really feel seen. I feel like because of this sorry if I forgot to mention, there's lots of nudity in this deck, but it's an artistic nudity. It's not, for me, it's not disturbing in any way. But yeah, I do feel seen because of these feminine figures in each of every card, and the situation, the kind of like a bizarre but also cosmic situation that they are in. It really feels like how my inner self traveling through the world of the external world. I feel like I am each and every one of these characters every time I draw a card, living in this, trying to really travel through and gaining expansion through this journey. Okay, and next question. Does my art speak to you in a special way? Yes, yes. First thing, like I mentioned earlier, I enjoy the nudity in this deck because it's this raw, primal aspect of human life, I think, what I connect with, is where we are just very courageous and raw and true to ourselves. I feel like I'm traveling through this chaotic-ish, weird cosmic world, but I am putting my most authentic self out there, and I'm not scared of that. I am proud of that, empowered by that, moving through with that energy. I enjoy all these beings in that way. And also I like many of their what's the word, gestures, like the movement, like the sound, the movement of this woman here, so beautiful, so in tune with herself, with her body, with her spirituality. I also like many of the gestures of like this raptured, I don't know if I can find one right now. Yeah, even like this Nine of Swords. I just like this type of very raptured gesture where you just, I need to find an example. Otherwise, I feel like it doesn't make a lot of sense. That's kind of have that openness, this rapture feeling in that as well. Okay, here, let's see. Two of Pentacles. So really enjoy this type of just bending over and raptured positions as some of the figures are in. Feels like I'm just completely surrendering over to the divine essence in me, and surrendering to the internal primal power, whether it's pain or pleasure. I just feel like this type of surrendering is very powerful, and I enjoy the artwork that has that in it, in this deck. And another one I really enjoy about the artwork in this deck is all these, let me see if I can find them. I probably should have pulled them out first. Is the void. This deck talks a lot about the void. Of course, when I'm looking, it's just not going to show up easily. But let me see. The void. Okay, this one here. This one. Cool. Okay, just a few examples for you guys. I really enjoy the artwork where it has this spiral like void here. I personally, I feel like this is the perfect depiction of the universe, the source, the raw potentiality and creativity before it was manifested into anything. I'm not super into, I guess, the whole love and light aspects of some of the practices. And I'm also not super into where like everything has a plan, you're on this path for a reason, and eventually everything's going to be good in the end. I do believe or incline to the idea of we are traveling through our soul's journey for expansion and growth. And I think the void really just signifies the energy where we come from and the travel where we're going into, where this is how I actually view the world, the external world, and my path is, it is chaotic and it is random in a sense, and it is just creative but full of potentiality, but it's not manifested. So we all have our choices to make to manifest different aspects of it. But at certain times, we're just going to have to face this void. We're just going to have to jump in, and we're just going to have to experience it. And sometimes we even have to surrender to it. And sometimes, like this Page of Pentacles, she actually uses that, right? I love this power of drawing from that potentiality, from that darker essence of ourselves, of the universe, of the nitty-gritty, of the nothingness and everything, that we draw from that, and then we manifest and create from that space. So I really enjoy all these portrayal of the void in this card as well. Okay. And then next question. What kind of stories do you see in me? I think, which I'll show you guys the box. I think I really see the story as the back of the box. Sorry, this is the box this deck comes with, just a tuck box. But I really enjoyed the message here where it says, "Come now and find, beautiful seeker. The eternal ones are here to guide you and help unfold your infinite awakening. And the road ends, the journey begins, are known as your personal odyssey awaits." So I feel like the story being told in this deck is this personal odyssey. Because of this, like a lot of Egyptian scenes and desert, it's like traveling someone who is really trying to, the fool's journey, right? Who's just started and is really trying to navigate through the world of craziness, of chaos, of wonder, and trying to explore herself, explore the external world, finding the connections between herself and the external world through all these encounters and these awakenings and all these struggles. Every time we were struck down, every time we get up, every time we reclaim our power, it is that constant journey on finding our personal odyssey. One of the cards that I really connected with, which hopefully I can find it for you guys, is the Two of Wands. Let me see if I can find it. Well, it's not here. Let me see. Where is that? Two of Wands, please. Knowing me, probably gonna have to flip through all of them to find that guy. Oh, you guys can look at the image while just flip through that. Two of Wands. Oh, really? You're gonna go to the last bit? Look at that. Literally the last card. Okay. Oh, that's not even Two of Wands. What am I thinking about? I'm actually just not thinking straight here. Here. Two of Wands as the last one. So yeah, so for the story of this deck and the story we take on together, I think this Two of Wands perfectly demonstrate that. I loved the guidebook. One of the sentences that struck me in the guidebook is when this figure is traveling through this desert where she's going through the chaos, where the chaos is also the raw potentiality of all. So that's how I feel like this journey is taking. She's going to something she does not know what it is. It's like the void, look at the void behind below her. It's like this void that we are jumping into. We don't know what's gonna happen, but everything is in there, and everything is already being seated in that potentiality of this journey. So I love this, and I think this is a perfect depiction of what kind of story is in this deck. Okay, next question. Did I come with a guidebook, and so If so, do you like it or use it with me? Yes, I do. I love this guidebook. It's not a super thick guidebook. It's just small, but it's very easy to flip through. And also, I like her writing. I think, what's the name of the author of this deck? Like Serpent Fire? Yeah, Serpent Fire. I don't know her. Yeah, I think it's Serpent Fire. Anyway, I love this writing. I think it's very it's empowering, but it's down to earth, so it's not very fluffy and star city and like, oh, you're guided, you're safe or something. It's more about your own power. Like, what do you need to do right now? What part of yourself can you cultivate to help you in this situation, and where you are at and where you are going. So I like the language in this guidebook. And we can see here, it kind of have a keyword, and it would have an actual illustration of the art because it's collaged. I love when a collage deck tell me what's actually in it. And so there's like a description of the artwork, and then there's a light version and a shadow version of it. And then it has a mantra or like an affirmation. See, like this one is, my emotions are my gift, provided I express them with grace. There's a lot of, all these mantras are very self-centered, and which I love. It's very independent. It's about the power of yourself. It's not like, I trust in the divine. I mean, some of them are, but which is not even bad mantra, but it's less dependent on external circumstances, but more about how do I cultivate my own power. Like this one, right? It says, I dive to the depths of my soul and invite others to join me. It all starts with me, what can I do in this situation? Where is my power at? Where am I at on my path? So I really enjoy that. That's probably why I think she is also a Leo. Okay, next, do I have an add-ons or special system that make me stand out? She doesn't have a special system. She's kind of like a blend of, it's mostly a RWS, I think, but she has a little bit of a blend of thoughts because it has the last card and a Aeon card in the majors, and she renamed. See, this is the last card. Isn't her beautiful? And I think also renamed some of the card names, if I remember correctly. And also it has two add-on card, which is astrological card, Saturn and Mercury. So yeah, that's what she has. Next one, do I have any other markings that help or distract you? No, I don't think so. I think she's pretty straightforward, as big text on what this card is. Obviously, it's more intuitive. It's not like Two of Wands is not two wands. It doesn't even have one wand, but you really feel that energy, the essence of Two of Wands. So I don't struggle with that. I think it works perfectly for me. It doesn't distract me. Next, last question. Would you recommend me to a beginner, and why? I would think if to learn about tarot, probably not. I wouldn't recommend her to a beginner because it's very not the imagery, the meanings are more RWS, but the imagery is not. Like this doesn't look, there's no wands, doesn't look like a traditional King of Wands. The essence is though, the essence is actually very similar to the depiction of RWS. So probably not if you're trying to learn the system of the tarot and the symbolism of the tarot. But it can be used as a really helpful kind of oracle if you're into that. If you just wanted to get some self-empowerment out of this deck, I think it would be good even for a beginner, because the guidebook is really good. The guidebook has everything that we need to jump off from the image. Even just using her as her own system as an oracle deck, I think that will be very helpful if that's something you want to explore. If self-empowerment and this independence, this very Nine of Pentacles energy, if that's something you wanted to cultivate, I think this would be a really powerful deck for that. So yeah, that is all the questions for this deck. Hopefully I answered them nicely. I hope she's happy with me. And hopefully you guys, whoever is watching to the end, also enjoyed this little chat on She Wolfe Tarot. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.